Just remind me if I ever I can't hear you or your level is just yellow dial. Just remember
Don't touch me. I don't know you. That's not my purse.
You are the yellow dial. That being said,
yellow dial.
You're the yellow dial.
Yes.
All right, here we go. The Lunsby Show with T-Bone
and ChickBrew.
Let's God bless. All these years, just get it right one time.
What do you want from me?
40 years they've been trying. You couldn't fire somebody if they were horrible, doing a terrible job for the veterans. And now you can say you're fired.
Okay. No one listens to radio.
And now for a quick disclaimer. The Lunsby Show with T-Bone
and ChickBrew
is brought to you by nobody. We have no sponsors.
The show is still rated G.
For Gloria. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's me, T-Bone, from this show. So anything else I do, whether it's the Warno or the supplemental or anything else, it's hello, ladies and gentlemen, it's me, T-Bone, from the Lunsby Show with T-Bone and ChickBrew is how I continue. But I'm here, so if you're a new listener, welcome aboard. Let me tell you what you can expect. That's my friend ChickBrew. She's in southern Spain. I'm your man, T-Bone. I'm in central Pennsylvania. We're going to talk about things like old friends do. And then we're going to go into some segments. We're going to learn some things. We're going to go into the book of everything, teach you something. We're going to talk about food. Love talking about food. Excited to talk about food, especially this week. And other things. We are safe for work. You can listen to us in the office. We won't be using the words and the content that couldn't be said on radio. We are former AFN morning personalities. Now we're podcast people. We are people of the
pods. People
of the pods. And we usually start it off with this very simple question. Hey, hello, my friend. How are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm super. Thanks for asking.
I don't know if you noticed, we're in a different room because it is too hot in the attic today.
What is the temp? Oh, I've been in Spain all morning. I know you don't watch the race, so you can't ruin this for me. But someone we know knows that I didn't get to watch the rest of the race and wants me to watch the rest of the race and doesn't want to tell me what happens in the rest of the race, but cannot help herself from telling me what she just. I'm not going to tell you. I'm not going to tell you what happens. But Max, if you knew, I'm like, stop. If you're not going to tell me, don't tell me. Are you going to watch it?
No more talking.
Yeah, I'm going to watch it. Just let me do my Sunday first. I got to get the supplemental done. I can't skip the supplemental. Too many people rely on us.
You do my Sunday.
And then I got to, do prep for this. I did actual prep. Actually, I think the producer credit should probably go to ChatGPT at this point because I've now got it set up. Before the supplemental, I type in blah, 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 give me show prep for the supplemental. And it gives me all of the things I want it to give me. And now I say, give me show prep for the Lunsby Show. And it gives me all of the things I want to see. So my life.
Why am I doing it the hard way? What the heck?
That is a good point. Because you have to contribute something. How you do it, I don't care. The thing is with AI is if you're not using it, be sure to know someone else is. It's now getting to the point where people are trying to stand on their morals. Like, I don't use ChatGPT. Okay. But the other guy applying for the job did. And his resume.
It doesn't matter how you get to the interview, but you have to get there.
His resume didn't have any grammatical errors, and you lost 20 points because you don't know the proper context of there.
Well, and using I like words. I like to write. I like these things. I like to research. I'm a big old nerd. But recently I've been applying for jobs, and it doesn't matter. I tested myself.
Oh.
Right? So I used to teach for the Department of Labor on how to write resumes. I know how to find keywords. I write all my keywords down. I put them in my resume. It did not matter how well I wrote the resume.
Exactly.
I plugged in the perfect version of the resume into ChatGPT. I still had all the same keywords, but it was infinitely better.
Yeah.
And I mean, and like I said, I like to do those things, but it was much better. It was better. So I sent it in.
But, ladies and gentlemen, the Lunsby Show provides you with this warning. Check your work. As an example, hey, ChatGPT, give me show prep for the Lunsby Show, for the supplemental. And that show prep includes your national days of the week, a community service note or event, and the This Week in History trivia style. I gave it more specific parameters, but it now has my favorites, and all I got to do is say those words, and it'll give it to me. But in the national days of the week, it started with Monday, June the 3rd.
No.
Exactly.
Not this year.
So, again, I've called out ChatGPT. I'm like, dude, how did this happen? And it basically comes back with, my bad.
Oops.
I messed up. So if you're doing something important that you wanna, I don't want to say cheat.
Careful. We have to be careful though, because of plagiarism, you have got to be careful. You've got to check anything. I wouldn't submit it for a grade.
But I bet the kids are. I guarantee you the kids are using it.
And they are getting busted left, right, and center. And that's okay. It's a learning experience for everyone.
And it makes you dumb. So computers
I didn't do any of the work.
Computers and smartphones were supposed to make us smarter. It was supposed to put
It took the burden off.
all of man's knowledge is in the palm of your hand. At any point, you could know anything about anything.
I don't know if that's going to be any better. Could you hear it?
I started to hear something.
Yeah, my neighbor has been doing absolutely nothing all day. It is 6:40 at night, and he is using a power tool because Spain.
It's Spain.
Why is he not at Feria? All my neighbors should be at Feria right now.
It's too bright out to be at Feria right now. It's too bright and it's too hot. And you don't have the AC on in that room. That's why you had the window open. You're about to...
I have a fan on. There's no AC in this house.
You don't have a mini split?
Well, we do. No, well, we have like the Spanish version of a window unit.
Right.
But not in this room, no.
Okay.
I don't really spend that much time in here. This is like I have a TV in here that sometimes I play Xbox on. I crochet in here.
Ooh.
But I don't really spend that much time in here.
And I like the paintings. They make for a nice background.
Yeah, they're all, with the exception of the one of Granger, which one of my sailors did for me when I was painting that picture of Rupert. They're all paintings I did at work.
It's just a very strange view. It's like you're looking down on me.
I am. It's because the chairs I have are really short. So I'm like, you're actually sitting on top of my I Love Me binder.
Okay.
On top of a trash can, which pretty much sums up my whole life.
Hilarious. So we were talking about AI and using AI and being mindful and careful that AI does make mistakes. It did this to us a couple of weeks ago too. It gave us a question that was just wrong on all levels about the 49th state. It gave us the wrong state as the correct answer. And then when we fact checked it, it was like, yeah, I really screwed that up. This doesn't match. This doesn't match.
Oh, well.
Yeah. Oh, well. What do you expect of me? I'm just a computer. Again, computers were supposed to make us smarter. Having all of man's knowledge at your fingertips was supposed to benefit us, but it just made us dumber.
Yeah, and my favorite are the hilariously awful AI photos of You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
God bless you. Someone wish me a happy birthday. And there's a million people who are of the Social Security receiving age just
eating it up.
Bless him. No, stop commenting. It's not real. And you cannot tell them that it's not real.
Because it's getting really good. All right. They make
videos. The bad stuff.
They make videos now that's convincing.
It's true.
But they only last for 2 seconds. Usually that's a dead giveaway.
No, there's some good deep fakes out there, and it's terrifying. The voice match is so speech patterns.
Well,
just don't watch anything. Don't watch anything. Don't read anything. Live in your bubble of bliss and ignorance. It's so comfortable.
All AI should be the babies. Like, no matter what you're doing, if you're doing anything with AI, the only character you should be able to use are the babies. One of my favorite TV shows is Clarkson's Farm, and they are killing the internet right now by replaying scenes from Clarkson's Farm using the little babies. It is so funny. I saw the Dave Chappelle Show, like many very popular skits on the Dave Chappelle Show, now being done with babies, including a little baby Rick James. I absolutely loved it.
That's the only good thing on the internet right now.
I think so.
Babies.
Well, that and a new thing I've come across. Well, since we're here, let's talk about a focus on your feed. Every week, what we talk about is the algorithm and how the algorithm starts sending things to you that you're going to like. And once you start liking them, you go down a rabbit hole you can't get out of them. What has popped up in your feed this week?
Okay, wait. So I have to go and click on it because I don't remember what it was called. Well, I remember what one of them was called, but there was one called Volonaut and then Jetson 1. They are flying motorcycles and little, like, personal airplanes. Fascinating. Yeah, like, the video for the Volonaut is someone dressed as a stormtrooper riding it through the desert, and it looks straight up like Star Wars, and you're happy, and then they go into a forest, you're like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then you read all of the requirements before you could even purchase it. You have to be like a literal pilot. And I'm like, Same thing with the Jetson one. Same company or same creator, but
then you find out it's AI.
Take my money. You know? And they're also like well out of my budget. It's not something that I could have. It's not real in my world, but it's very cool.
Yes, the future will not be cheap, that's for sure. But it is good to have adult money, as you like to say.
Yeah, adult money.
We'll talk about that in the food section about my latest adult money thingy. For me, my new algorithm trip factor is animal fails. It's just a bunch of silly videos of animals trying to do something but failing miserably at it, and it's mostly dogs. And
they're so beautiful.
And that goes straight to the, how men are dogs and women are more like cats. Yeah, these videos are confirming that. And I don't know exactly how the algorithm works, but I opened up an email inside my email, which is the only place I think you can do that. I opened it up and I wanted to cancel a recurring purchase with this company. And then I go back to my phone, not associated with my email or the email that I sent this company, and the very next commercial I get is from them. Explain this to me, ChickBrew. Explain it to me.
They know.
They know everything. We were
just canceled the service.
we did a show.
I will advertise to you until you
We were doing a live radio show one morning where I started talking about
Lego waffles.
Lego waffle houses. How you should be able to use waffles like Legos and build with the things that you can then eat, which is something someone had already created. I know this because after that show, me or both of us started getting ads for Lego waffles. It is strange how they do things. I think that might make for a great question of the week. If we ask the listeners, how were you able to confirm that your phone is listening to you? What act or event confirmed for you that your phone is listening all the time?
So, I have a really good book idea, right?
Oh, I've written a book using AI.
No, I don't want to use AI because it has a really cool potential money-making selling point in it.
You have my attention.
But I can't say it near the phone because I don't want them to have my idea.
That is a challenge.
It's a conundrum because my mom is brilliant, right?
And beautiful.
She is just
Look, I'm going to kiss up whenever I can, okay? Hi, Jan.
It's worth it. And I want to tell her about it so she can like kind of help me smooth out some areas. But I don't want to. I'm like, I'm going to have to see you and then we could talk about it because we're going to have to talk about it in a closet surrounded by tinfoil.
Someone that used to work where I work wrote a book, has actually written 2 books. Someone was talking about that, and I said, writing a book is not hard anymore. I'll prove it to you. And I got on the chat GPT there, and I gave it an idea, and I let it start writing a story. And then every day I would give it a prompt, and it would write another chapter to the book. And 20 chapters into this book, we finally brought it to an end. It included all the names of my other coworkers, and it was a wonderful adventure about friends going on a road trip across the country with a talking goat. It was a fun time. Other things that have occurred at work recently I thought I would share with you. I'm going to have to cue this up in a second. So we're going to pause for just a second. You, as a listener, you're not even going to notice this gap. So we're going to stay silent so I can see the big straight line of nothingness. And I'll cue this up and just stand by. And we're back. All right, so recently at work, my coworkers came to me and said, we need you to do something. We need some help. How can I help you? I'm all about helping. How can I help you? And they said, our friend Lisa is getting ready to retire, and they wanted to play a song on the slideshow of her journey, and they needed this one particular song from Jimmy Buffett. And I'm like, done. Say less. It's done. I'll have it to you soon. And away they went, satisfied and happy that they had asked Tony for something, and Tony says, I gotcha. And an hour later, or such, they come back to me to remind me, the person that they asked for help, that if I got it off of YouTube, it might have commercials. So, be careful not to get any commercials in the music that you pull off the internet. I took that as a personal affront. Like, you came to me for help. You came to me asking me to help you, and now you're going to come back to me and tell me how to do it?
Do it yourself.
I was miffed.
Yeah, and you know what?
Right?
If they know how to do it, then they let them do it.
Yeah. Don't.
Beggars are going to be choosy choosers, but they can choosy themselves.
Don't ask me to do something for you and then question the manner in which I provide it. I would rather you just said thank you. And I forgot that. Man, I used to have that down. I forgot it. Anyway, Colonel Nathan R. Jessup, in case you forgot. So I gave them what they wanted. I gave them the song commercial free without interruption. But I also made a version with a commercial in it. I have clipped it. I am ready to play it for you. I am interested to hear what you think about it. Two important things to remember here. The retiree's name is Lisa, and her husband's name is Mike.
For music without commercial interruption, consider YouTube Premium. YouTube Premium, a small price to pay for no commercials. Your music will continue after this short message.
Did you know that 83% of men whose first name starts with the letter M will experience early onset erectile dysfunction? If you're a Mark, Matt, Mike, Mitch, or even a Maccabee, you could be at risk. Introducing the only supplement specifically designed for men with M names, because masculinity shouldn't be alphabetical, and your lawful first name shouldn't be an impediment to performance. Ask your doctor if M-Free is right for you. M-Free may cause spontaneous karaoke, increased confidence, minor time travel, and an irresistible urge to wear denim. Do not take M-Free if you're allergic to consonants, vowels, or go by a nickname. Side effects may include confusion about your actual name, sudden growth of chest hair, or waking up next to someone named Lisa, Melissa, or Wendy Lee. In rare cases, M-Free may cause a potentially lethal infection of the perineum. Talk to your doctor today to see if M-Free is right for you.
M-Free.
M-Free.
I like that. That's a good one.
I loved it. It was so fun to do, and she received it very well. And the only people who've heard it are a couple of people in the office, and her and her husband. And now I felt like it was good enough to share with the rest of the world. I am not happy with the volume of the bed. You know me and how I feel about But when I recorded it, I do not remember it being that loud. But every time I listen back to it, I'm like, God bless that bed is loud.
Why are you yelling at me?
So yeah, that was a great time, fun time had by all. She had a wonderful retirement ceremony. She's been with the Navy since she was a tiny little GS4 36 years ago. Yeah, and she made it all the way up into the SES ranks. And she was a pretty awesome lady, pretty funny, very funny. She's the kind of woman I wish I would have been able to get to know better, but because, she's 3 times my leader above me, we had a professional relationship where we occasionally laughed. But I would love to catch her in the wild and get to know her, because she's got an amazing story. She has an amazing story. She's an amazing person. It would have been fun. So that's so that was M-Free. That was the ad that the producer, if you didn't recognize the YouTube voice, the producer helped me.
Oh, I did.
She did a fantastic job. It was so funny because as the idea struck me, the only notepad I had around was her normal notepad. And as I often do, I just jotted the notes like boom, 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 boom. And I called her over and said, can you do me a favor? She said, what? I was like, please read this. And I wrote it out of order because thoughts hit me out of order. So I numbered it and I lined it. Read this section, then this section, 1, 2, 3. And she nailed it first time out.
Of course you did.
So I told her what I was going to do, and she was worried I was going to get in trouble, as she often does, because she cares about me. That's why she worries.
Always wanting the best for you.
So she came down to the studio. She read it, I think, 2 takes. I think the second take I asked her to just change it up just a little bit. She was fantastic. And one of my favorite people to work with, honestly. The Google prep, or the AI prep, has disappeared, and I can't find it now.
Uh-oh. It's got legs and it just... bloop, 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 bloop.
While that ad was playing, I was actually more concerned with accidentally hitting the button.
Oh, the space bar?
Yes, that has happened before. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
You're hilarious when you're angry.
I think there is a way to combine the news that we do with the funny felons that Mr. Mike Stanley said he would like to hear. And I think that just involves like you giving me a news story, and then I counter with something about a stupid person. Thoughts?
Well, Tony, we already talked about ourselves, okay?
What do you want to do next?
Do you want to do news? We talked about it a little bit.
We can do the news. We can do any of our segments in the order that you want to do. We've already talked about focusing on our feed. Here we go with the news.
And now it is time for headlines from around the globe.
Or headlines from around the globe, whatever we call it. All right. I asked this question. Do you have a headline for me?
Yeah.
And go.
After 529 days alone in the Australian bush, Valerie, the mini Dachshund, is home.
529 days. Valerie, a hot dog, a wiener dog.
Hot dog.
A miniature wiener dog.
Yeah.
Found its way home.
Well, okay, so you want me to tell you the story?
Well, that's not how this works, but yes, I think it wouldn't hurt.
Family goes camping.
Yep.
Dog gets out.
Uh-huh.
That dog they are not camping close to their home. That dog is seen on people's home cameras for like the last 2 years.
Yeah, just trying to find its way home.
Just doing dog stuff. I don't even think she was particularly trying to find her way home.
Just surviving.
Just doing dog stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, embracing the instincts. And then she was caught and then returned to her home.
Okay, apparently my co-host has forgotten the concept here. The concept is not for her to tell us a feel-good story about a puppy being reunited with his family, but for her to give me a headline, and then my job is to mine that headline for some type of entertainment value, of which I can't do now because we know way too much about Daisy, the Dachshund.
Valerie.
Hey, Val. Yes, Valerie was my co-host for a long time when you left me.
Well, invite her on the show.
Yeah, she's a cop now. That'd be fun. I forgot what I was doing.
I do have another one.
Oh, I hope so. But in the attempt of amalgamating Mike's idea with the thing that we already did, I want to read you about this stupid criminal. Kevin Cox was arrested after painting his own crosswalk on a busy street. Yeah, the crazy part about it is he used water-soluble spray chalk, and he did it to prove a point, that it was a dangerous place for pedestrians, and they arrested him in Charlottesville, Virginia, because he drew his own crosswalk. I don't know if that makes Kevin dumb or the Charlottesville PD dumb.
Well, I don't think it's the defendant.
Hey,
he used chalk.
I like the 3D chalk things they paint. That if you come at them a certain way,
cool.
Yeah. Hey, you got another headline for me?
I do. Police found a missing woman 60 years after she disappeared. She wants to stay hidden.
Yeah. Yeah, you're allowed to do that, okay? You are. So I'd like to file a missing persons report for ChickBrew. What makes you think she's missing? I ain't seen her in a while. Well, that's okay. Maybe she doesn't want to see you. It happens a lot. People don't understand. You have to have something else. There must be something else before you could file a missing persons report on an adult, because adults are allowed to abscond. Deuces. Yeah.
I don't think it's wild that she chose to stay hidden. But in today's world, I think the ability to just vanish, you're just going to be on every Ring camera.
Everything is harder to do now.
Your car is going to ping on every single tracker. Your phone is going to ping. You have to just walk away, basically naked.
Close. Naked and disguised. I just come up with a new TV show. Yes, naked and disguised. I love it. I used to have my alibi service, Tony's alibi service. Wherever, I don't care what you did, but if you need an alibi, I could provide it. And I had these wonderful schemes set up that would allow people to commit whatever offense they needed to commit, and I would provide them with a rock-solid alibi with video and everything. It was great. Technology has killed that service. I can no longer offer that service.
Or you could offer it to the nth degree.
Because I couldn't. Nowadays, if you're getting away with a crime, or you're getting away as naked and disguised, if you're going to get away, it is super, super challenging. And you're right. You got to basically. There would have to be a lot of planning, which most people, in the 70s and 80s, you didn't have to plan. If you
didn't have to do that, yeah.
It was the running joke. Where's your dad? He went to get a pack of smokes.
Yeah, went out for milk.
Yeah, 20 years ago. Yeah, I haven't seen him since. That was the joke. And you could do it then. But now, how are you going to get? You have to be independently wealthy with access to.
And that has to be hidden.
With access to cash. You can't do it electronically. You can't do it with paper.
You wouldn't be able, because you would not be able to work.
You can't do it with your phone.
You can't purchase any kind of property.
It would require the assistance of another person. So maybe there is a business opportunity for me here. Let me think of this through just a little bit as we talk. You come to me with a lot of money, and I can make you disappear. I can buy a self-sustained cabin in the woods, off the grid, out in the middle of nowhere.
Very murdery.
I can provide
my cabin in the woods.
I can have it pre-stocked with supplies and reading material and toiletries. And you could spend a lot of time there, because what you got to get past is the old TV show, the 48, the first 48. Yeah. The first 48 meets Naked and Disguised.
From the Miami version of that show, was our security guard at Ultra Music Festival one year.
Oh, okay.
Just when you recognize someone, but you don't know why you recognize someone.
Happens to me all the time. It's called
he's
Alzheimer's.
guarding our tent area, and I'm just like, why do I know you? Because also, why would I know a Miami police officer, right?
Right.
That face. And I'm like, I'm sorry, are you on TV or what? He's like, oh yeah, first 48, Miami. I'm like, oh, I get it, because we watch that show all the time.
When you got to get further, you figure, my thing I have always said is everybody gets 2 weeks. When you're someplace and you transfer, they'll remember you for about 2 weeks. But after 2 weeks, life goes on, new people, new things, new ideas.
T-bone.
2 weeks is tops of what you're going to get.
Gone for a long time.
But let's just say 2 months. If you can hide successfully for 2 months and not be found and be off the grid, and you got some documents to get you started all over again fresh with a new identity, that no one's looking for you. After 2 months, nobody's looking for you, especially if you're an adult. They're just going to assume the worst, or...
Well,
yeah.
She's been missing for 60 years, so I'm thinking she might not have been that old when she skedaddled.
Well, mathematically, I would believe that to be correct. But the fact that she still doesn't want to be found means she, no matter what age she was, escaped a bad situation that she didn't want to be a part of. And God bless her. I have mentioned this before. I think this is hilarious. The National Center for Missing and Exploitive Children, the people who put kids on the back of milk cartons, those people, they still run the Have You Seen Me ads, but they run them in newspapers, and they use computer software to generate what the person would look like now. And these people have been gone like 50 years. And again, if they've been gone 50 years, good on them. And they're still out there, good on them. Congratulations, you deserve it. That was a fun diversion to your second headline. Let me tell you a second story as part of the amalgamation process. Down in Alabama,
Whoop.
a man wearing a, and I quote, "You nailed it" shirt was arrested for drunk driving with an infant in the car. Nailed it.
Nailed it.
So that was a little bit of our prep, your prep, and Chat GPT's prep.
So Feria is happening.
Uh-huh.
And someone hit the roundabout and put their car upside down right outside my neighborhood.
Nice.
All the rocks that hold the roundabout in place crumbled. The sign in the middle dented. Don't drink and drive. Don't do it.
For our American listeners, if you are going to travel to Spain, you should do it during Feria season. You should know when the Feria is and the location that you're going. You should go there. And if you don't know what Feria is, I can easily explain it like this. It is your county fair, hence the term Feria. Fair is a derivative of Feria. So it's like that. It's got rides, it's got amusements of various types, but most importantly, it has food and alcohol. And dancing. So think of your local carnival or your local county fair. Dress the people up in nice clothes and add alcohol to the situation. And that's what Feria is. It's a blast. It's an experience, but it is quite excessive in the amount of alcohol that can be consumed in a short period of time.
Or over the course of a day.
Oh, yeah. It's an all-week event.
I'm driving to boxing. Boxing starts at 7, so we're looking at like 6:55. It's the turn I take is just past the Puerto Feria. They're pulling people over. It is almost 7 in the morning, and the police are still pulling people over who are leaving Feria. On a Thursday morning, I still have to go to work for 2 days. And they're just now leaving the first night.
I loved
on Wednesday
that I was within walking distance of Rhoda's Feria grounds.
Yeah, I can walk to Puerto Feria. I still haven't. I'm good.
It's a good time. Again, if you're going to visit Spain, Americans who've never been to Spain, if you're going to visit, do it during Feria season. You'll have the experience of visiting Spain, but you'll also have the experience of going to Feria. Today, the Formula One races were there in Barcelona. It was lovely to see it. It was lovely to see Barcelona all over again. It was one of my favorite places to visit. I loved going there.
Yeah, I love Barcelona.
Great city. I don't like the whole separatist mentality, But I enjoyed going there. Hey, let's talk about our question of the week for this episode. What was the one we suggested for?
Your favorite cracker?
Today we talked about question of the week.
Oh, do you like dogs?
That wasn't it. What was it? You don't remember?
No, you're going to have to rewind.
I will do that later. But cracker is always going to be a backup. And apparently, my response to my own question, what's your favorite cracker? Don't say me. That made Mr. Stanley laugh quite a bit.
Mr. Stanley is good people.
He is a great person. He, along with Sam, probably the people I love the most because they laugh. They get me, okay? They laugh. They laugh at the stuff that I say. Our question of the week for last week, or for this episode, was, what is your favorite romantic movie? Now, I will share with you what they shared with us, and then I want to know your answer. And I really screwed up on how I read these. The wonderful, the beautiful, the amazing Miss Julie said The Notebook was hers. But she also liked The Bridges of Madison County. Mike and Shirley, I'm just going to include them both from now on because I don't know. Maybe Shirley's piping in or maybe it's just Mike. Nottingham Hill was, I believe that was Mike. I think he liked it very much. James still doesn't understand what one or the means. What is your favorite one, individual, singular? He liked Play Misty for Me, Love Story, and he had a wonderful take on the movie Jaws.
Oh.
Yes, it was the shark that was in love with the family.
There we go.
Our friend Darrell,
Yes.
no surprise, Brokeback Mountain. Robert and Dwight got into an argument about who could say Full Metal Jacket first. Our friend Howie enjoyed Serendipity. I think Serendipity is his most favorite. I've never seen it. I don't know. Jessica popped in with Sweet Home Alabama.
Okay.
And Robert added another answer, Misery, which is a love story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And our friend Rob, ever the comedian, Rob basically remembered the romantic movies that he found on VHS tapes under his parents' bed. Make your own assumptions there. You, ChickBrew, what would you call
the name of? I could see the characters.
Uh-huh. Can you describe the characters? Can you talk me through a scene? Because I couldn't remember the name of Spaceballs this morning on the supplemental. I was naming all the characters and the actors, but couldn't remember the movie title.
Well, I just was caught off guard.
I gave you a
and then
week.
I was listening to all the other movie titles. And
I gave you a week to get it together. How about Set It Off? Is that the most...
Oh, no, it's a good movie. I'm going to remember it as soon as we're not talking about it.
Okay, that happens. At the naval base in Chinhae, South Korea, there was a bar the only bar on base where we all spent a lot of our time. It had a name, no one could remember it, and apparently a couple of years ago, they tore it down. Me and my new command master chief were chit-chatting about it. Hi, Chris. Ryan. We were chit-chatting about it, and he told me the building was gone, but he didn't remember the name of the building. And then all of a sudden, I couldn't remember the name of the building, but several days later, it came to me in a dream. Duffy's! And I shouted out Duffy's, and I sent him an email immediately, Duffy's! With multiple exclamation points. He's like, yeah, that was it. That was days later.
Yeah, because sometimes you just don't know.
I have put a lot of time and effort into my decision of what I was going to say, and I did. I went through all of the abstracts, like love movies, love stories, romantic movies that you didn't think were romantic or had other tones to them, and then you were able to figure out that it was actually... I went deep on this one, and I keep coming back to one movie. And I still believe it is the best, most romantic movie ever. It is The Princess Bride.
Oh.
It's got all the humor that I need to keep me entertained. Wesley truly loves Buttercup to no end. He loves her. And I still couldn't believe that Robin Wright played Buttercup, Jenny, and the chick from the House of Cards. She was all three of them. She's an amazing actress. Now, some people will say Forrest Gump is a love movie, and some people also list Jenny as
Jenny.
the most evil character of any movie because of the things that she did to Gump.
I mean, people struggle. And sometimes we love people, and it's not healthy for us. Sometimes we love the wrong people. And that doesn't make them bad. It doesn't make us bad. We just need to make better choices.
Right?
Charlottetown? What was it?
Charlottetown? Oh, what are you going to tell me next? The most romantic movie is American History X? I got to work with...
T-Bone.
I got to work with Guy Torrey many, many years ago. And he was in that movie, and he'll be the first one to tell you that the Nazis that are in that movie are real Nazis. They weren't actors playing Nazis. You're still thinking.
I'm thinking so hard. I like that movie because it is a love story, but it also is about road trips, and we all know how I feel about road trips. And in the movie, they have a book. And it's all these places that she wants to travel and see. And then they do it together and they take the pictures. And I love it because it's my version of romance. I want that.
They drive off a cliff at the end.
No, it is not.
Thelma and Louise.
Not Thelma and Louise. Also a beautiful love story. Sometimes we love the wrong people.
It sounds exactly like Thelma and Louise.
It's not.
Okay.
It came out in the 90s.
There's two things I need from you every week. I need a couple of news stories that I can work with, and I need you to take the question of the week seriously. Put some thought into it and have an answer ready for when we tape.
I talked about this movie the other day. I cannot remember the name of it.
All right, well, we're moving on. Oh, we haven't even done like a single break. Let's do a break. Get your laugh on and save a life. The Harrisburg Comedy Zone, in partnership with the Central Pennsylvania Blood Bank, offer 2 free passes for every single pint of blood donated. Quick clarification, it must be your blood. 1 pint, 2 free passes. That's almost the junkie rate for a plasma donation. Did you know a single pint of blood can save as many as 3 lives? Did you know the Harrisburg Comedy Zone features amazing talent from all over the country every single weekend? Did you also know that blood expires and the Central Pennsylvania Blood Bank is in regular need of donations? For more information on how you could save a life and have a laugh, visit cpbb.org and harrisburgcomedyzone.com. That's one word, harrisburgcomedyzone.com. Do you know what a church key is?
Did you open a bottle with?
Exactly. You would be amazed on how many people I know that have never heard that a bottle opener being called a church key. Maybe because we were both in the bartending business. Maybe that's why. I don't know why. Hell, I don't even know why it's called a church key, but I just have always known it to be called a church key, and I always thought it was funny because, drinking, otherwise known as choir practice, right? And a church key opened a bottle for choir practice. It all made sense to me, but many people I've come across have never heard of the phrase. By the way, in case you didn't know, you should always have a church key with you just in case there's a bottle that needs opening. It's like having a knife because you never know when there's going to be cake or when you're going to need to stab somebody. So these are preparation things. The new Lunsby church key is available to anyone who catches me in the wild. If you catch me in the wild and say, "Take me to church," if you sing it, I'll give you 2.
Take me to church.
But if you catch me in the wild and you say, "Take me to church," you have earned yourself a church key. And it's perfect for all bottle opening occasions. Yeah, I thought
Don't catch me because I don't have anything for you.
Not yet. Speaking of you and me, because we live on opposite sides of the world, I think we could do good things for about 8 years there, I supported a local charity known as Que Si Pueda. And I did that through toy donation, fund drives, and the annual Road to Santa run. And we raised a lot of money for this organization over the years. My new cause, my new thing is going to be an animal rescue here in central Pennsylvania. Now, every time I promote the animal rescue here in central Pennsylvania, I also want to remind our Spain listeners that you have your own there. So I'll ask if you've got money that you can spare to give it to the Speranza Animal Rescue here in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. But if you're in Rhoda, I would prefer you send that money, time, and effort to RAL, the Rhoda Animal Welfare League. They do a real good job there in Rhoda of taking care of strays and abandons. Unfortunately, way too many abandons. Look, people, I waited until I retired before I got a dog because the Navy is not good for pets. It's hard on the pet. They get lost in the outback for, 2 years. It's that kind of deal. And when you move from Chipiona to California, that dog's never going to make it home to you, ever. But it will end up in a shelter somewhere, and they'll take care of it for as long as they can. So, yeah, if you live in Spain and you got some time, energy, and effort to provide, we ask that you assist RAL, the fine volunteers at RAL, Rhoda's Animal Welfare League. If you are here in central Pennsylvania, I ask that you assist our friends at the Speranza Animal Rescue. And if you are incredibly wealthy and stumbled across this show somehow, and you got enough money to donate to both, please do such.
Do it.
Yeah, do it. If you got it, can't take it with you, you might as well give it away. And maybe we can get like different timbers. The Speranza Animal Rescue is a giant ranch. And maybe we could get like your nameplate on the different railings on the fence. Like, this railing provided by ChickBrew, and I don't know, the Lunsby Show, that kind of thing. So Speranza Animal Rescue is my cause de célèbre here in Pennsylvania, and still got a lot of love in my heart for RAL out there in Rhoda, Spain. Let's do not let me forget this week. It's time to talk about cooking.
And tonight prove one thing, all.
I got, as a reminder, and I remind you every week because we always have new listeners popping in, ChickBrew is a chef. She's got the funny pants. She's got the funny hat. So she went to school so people could teach her how to make food for everyone else. I am self-taught. I learned how to make my own food before YouTube even existed through a lot of experimentation and a lot of food poisoning. I learned the hard way. Life's hard lesson. I told you last week I was stoked. I was extremely excited to use my egg squaring device.
Yes.
And I was. And I did. I squared the heck out of a dozen eggs. But I found out something you may not know. Eggs are incredibly resilient.
Oh, do they unsquare?
And they unsquare themselves and return to the shape of an egg unless you squeeze the bejesus out of that egg. You gotta put it in the box, and you gotta clamp it down, and you gotta leave it there for a while for it to maintain its shape. But if you're trying to get a dozen done, that eats up a whole lot of time.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, first of all, they're not that expensive. They're only like $3 a piece. But if you're interested in doing a dozen eggs, you probably want a dozen of these things. Or here's what we do. We invent one. We buy up a dozen. We put them together like a bunch of dozen little things. And then we glue them together so it looks like a dozen eggs in your refrigerator. And then as you need a squared egg, you unpop one. And you're guaranteed to have a square-shaped egg.
Every time.
To spicing up your charcuterie board. I had so much fun smashing eggs into squares and then watching them turn themselves back into eggs.
And how did they taste?
Like an egg.
Satisfying?
Yeah.
Did you cut them in half, or did you just...
I ate them in half, but I didn't put any salt on them. And I had 2 eggs a day with my lunch. At one point this week, I'm carrying my lunch to work. And in my lunch garbage bag, it's just a garbage bag I'm recycling, in my bag is a bowl of salad. And the salad contained 2 handfuls of salad, 2 mini cucumbers sliced and diced, about 8 tomatoes sliced up. That was my whole salad. Oh, and some imitation crab meat, which I think is hilarious. I think imitation crab meat is hilarious because it looks like crab meat. It's supposed to taste like crab meat, but it ain't crab meat. It comes from fish. It comes from highly processed fish parts to make you believe you're eating crab meat. But it was a fantastic sale at my favorite wholesale club, BJ's. Because I love BJ's. So I bought a bunch of that. And so I put, not a lot of it, I put a little of that in there. And that was my whole salad. I also chopped up red snapper or red dragon or snapper, dragon snapper, an apple, a super crunchy apple whose name I can't remember.
Oh, your Snapdragon.
Snapdragon, yes. Snap, crackle, and pop dragon. So I got that. I got my 2 eggs. I got the salad with the ingredients that I described and an apple put in a large bowl. And as I'm carrying my bag with one large bowl in it and I'm walking to work, I'm like, this is a large amount of food. This is quite heavy for a single meal. But 99% of it, I mean, all of it was good for me. There was nothing in that bowl that was bad for me. Just maybe a little too much.
Oh.
But I
overall,
I mean, 2 handfuls of salad was too much. And was the salad really the thing weighing it down, or was it the apple, or was it the eggs? Why was it so heavy? If I had a working kitchen weighing instrument, I would weigh that bowl to figure out. It had to be 2 pounds of food.
But I mean, apples are dense. They're heavy.
Yes. And the Snap, Crackle, and Pops, they're delicious. Man, that's a good apple. And Zeus can eat apples. He's on a very restrictive diet, but he can eat apples.
The apples are one of the ones.
And all of the snacks and treats and things that I've bought him over the years that he can't eat now, they're all going to go out to Speranza's Animal Rescue.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Right? Instead of throwing it away would upset me.
We don't throw things away.
Yeah, it would upset me very much. As recently occurred, someone I know threw away a almost full bag of food. Yeah, I was not happy. But I did my best to bite my tongue about it, not say anything. It's funny. We were on a road trip recently. Oh, yeah, that's right. We went down to Amish land for Zeus's medical appointment. And on the way there, she didn't want to listen to whatever I was playing on the radio. And I said, well, why don't you put on the show? Well, why don't I put on the show? Because, you drive for hours and hours and hours alone, but you won't listen to the show. But yeah, I'll listen to the show with you. Heck yeah. During the course of listening, she's telling me things. She's interjecting. I told you I have my personal heckler. In my house, in my life, I have someone who heckles me all the time. And she's listening to the show, and I'm talking about getting up at 3:30 in the morning and getting a bunch of things accomplished. And she's correcting me before I can get to the joke. She's like, no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. And what the?
No, I do.
Who does that? Who talks back to the radio to correct what's being said? And nothing I said was a lie. And even if it would have been a lie, I would have just said show content. I say outrageous things for reasons of content. If it may be a stretch of the truth, that is possible. It may be a total fabrication. That is also true. Hey, I wanted to mention this. One of the symptoms of M-free that you heard earlier, it was the last line, may cause a potentially lethal infection of the perineum. Because that, as I've told you, is a real possible side effect of Jardiance. I take once daily Jardiance and I feel strong. May cause a potentially lethal infection of the perineum.
But every single time, so obviously I don't spend a lot of time with American commercials, right? Mm-hmm. But occasionally, I will splurge and renew my subscription to Peacock, but the cheap version, which gives me American commercials. Terrifying. You may have a rash, your skin may be dry, it may be eczema, and you're sick of putting lotion on. We get it. Take this pill. It may cause leukemia. I'm sorry. What?
Eczema
How is that
doesn't
even an
care.
option? Why is that an option? Itchy skin? Try leukemia. Well, my skin is still itchy from the chemo, but at least it's not eczema. by itself.
I want to tell people about this, but I find myself often asking, do you know what the perineum is? Do you know where it's located on the human body? And surprisingly, a lot of people don't know this. So Farxiga has their own commercial that says may cause a potentially lethal infection of the area between the anus and the genitals.
The gooch, dude.
So they've dumbed it down to where the next one is one I can't say here. But there's a step to the process. There's the perineum, there's the area between your anus and your genitalia, and then there's the not safe for work version that I tell because we have to dumb it down to the point where we have to say foul words to let people understand what we're talking about. But as a hypochondriac, the worst thing you could tell me is that the medication I'm taking can cause a potentially lethal infection of an area I cannot see. You have never looked at your own perineum. You've never done it.
Specific though. We're not talking about a huge area.
It is an incredibly difficult area to film, incredibly different area to look at. No matter how you position the mirrors, there's always going to be the added hazard of lighting. You got to light that thing in order to see that thing. So any itch, any slight irritation, I immediately go to, I'm having a potentially lethal infection of my perineum. I also worry about what freaking combination of drugs can cause this potential thing. What are they using?
So specific. Not talking again about a big space. It's like an inch and a half, 2 inches.
And why is the sign only there?
Yeah, I have questions.
But
on the same vein of dry skin, leukemia, same questions. How?
I haven't heard that side effect, but there's one of the comedians I know locally. He does do a bit about this, and as has been done many times over. But he focuses on the premature death side effect. Yeah. I'm not taking any pills where a potential side effect is suicide, suicidal thoughts, or premature death. But I will take a pill for that has a potentially lethal side effect of infecting my perineum.
Yeah, it's just so specific.
ChickBrew, we've done all the things with things to spare. I had extra things to talk about in our prep, but I think we have given the audience exactly what they expect from us. About 50.
Except I still can't remember the name of that movie, and it's driving me bonkers.
I'm sure. By the way, thank you. Please tell me. Yeah, it was you. It had to be you. Thank you for the Mentos commercial.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why you don't share that with the audience. That was very funny.
I sent it to you.
Yes, but
I'm only here for you. Everyone else, you're here for them. I'm only here for you.
It's like slavery with extra steps. By the way, new Rick and Morty's are out. And the first episode of season 8 was so good, I've already watched it twice. It was a great episode. I really enjoyed it. That's going to do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to wrap it up here. I remind you today, as I remind you every day, just be the best person that you can be. And if you are a great person today, be an even better person tomorrow.
And don't forget that you are loved.
Thank you for listening to T-Bone and ChickBrew. If you enjoyed that show, you should check out the Darrell McClain Show, independent media that won't reinforce tribalism. We have one planet and nobody's leaving, so let's reason together. You can find the Darrell McClain Show at the same place you actually listen to this show. Give it a shot.
Speranza Animal Rescue. Look it up on Facebook.
Rhoda Animal Welfare, or RAW. Find them on Facebook.
Very good. Very good.
Everybody, get it up!